Every year, Fresno State clubs like Young Life here, they make food for thousands of people serving here at Vintage Days. That money supports those clubs throughout the year. Fresno State could transform into a world-class university over these next 2.5 decades. Voters have until March 5th to turn in their ballots. Student journalists have had the opportunity this week to work and collaborate with fellow students and professionals in the industry and attend conferences like the one behind me. One of the biggest takeaways is that the industry of journalism is not dying, but rather it's changing. Inman didn't play a single inning for the Bulldogs, but he's been a fixture here at Pete Biden Field for decades, supporting his team, leading the Red Wave in charge, and supporting just good Bulldog baseball.
Fresno State welcomed over 50,000 people from the university and around the valley this past weekend for Vintage Days. In honor of the 50th year of the university celebration, the committee upped the ante.
More craft vendors, there was more student booths, there was loud and really exciting bands too, and so they created this environment that I think we wanted to with the 50 years. It was just to celebrate, have fun, and I think, like I said, it was really inviting.
Every year, Fresno State clubs like Young Life here, they make food for thousands of people serving here at Vintage Days. That money supports those clubs throughout the year.
Clubs use this fundraising in a variety of ways. For one fraternity, it's a way to give back to a brother in need.
Son was diagnosed with a rare condition, and so we've been raising money for that. Our last philo, we raised over $7,000, and so half of our money for Vintage Days is going towards that, while the other half is going to be going towards our house and other necessity things like that.
Between the food, rides, music, drone show, and shopping, there was plenty to enjoy. For students like Aiden, the best part of Vintage Days is the community.
It supports a lot of the clubs and organizations here on campus, as well as a lot of small businesses. And it's a great change of pace from just everyday life in Fresno. It's something that really reminds you that it's one big community and it's a great time to do.
Until next year, from the 50th annual Vintage Days, this is Al Scott, Fresno State Focus.
It sounds like a great time indeed. Another great time will be this Saturday. Aaron Judge and Mike Bates will be back at Fresno State this Saturday. Would you mind telling us what fans should expect for the game? When you're not at home, you're on the road traveling, playing water polo, and there's a story that you rate apples. Is that true?
Yeah. So it just started with my friends and I on our road trips.
Since I was like 15 or 16, I wanted to become a sports reporter.
What's something that stood out to your experience here at Fresno State?
I think the